This is an Epic and this is a Scarlet.
Yep.
And these are, without a doubt, the most sophisticated digital cinema devices on the planet, known to man. This was, up until moments ago, until we showed this. This is shooting, of course, big movies all around the world, big high-level commercials all around the world for major international clients. Too numerous to mention, but every major brand that you can think of is working on these red cameras. So people in this market should probably pay attention to that a little bit and be aware that these are no compromise tools, that because you're working in a digital workflow where you're moving files into a digital domain as quickly as you can, the ability to shoot true high resolution digital, not HD, right? This is well beyond HD, and this is not video. These are raw progressive files. So these three cameras would be considered the closest thing to shooting film without shooting film. The Red 1, the first camera we built, compares very favorably, sort of almost exactly the same resolution you shoot when you shoot 4K on a Red 1 that you do when you shoot 35mm and scan it to 4K. And don't take my word for it, I work for Red, right? Take Warner Brothers' word for it, who did these tests and proved out what do you get from film, from a modern 35mm film stock, when you turn it into a digital file. It's around 3.2K of information. Same exact level of information you get when you shoot Red in 4K. The other cameras on the market are all very good cameras to make TV level images, but they are not high resolution cinema grade tools. So if you think that you want to shoot something in film and you're looking for a digital alternative or a digital other choice, the only real choice you have today is a Red 1, and very soon to be in this market, as well as some big movies are now working on this camera, the first movies, on an Epic. For people that understand digital stills, not the video you shoot from digital still cameras, which is super low res, believe it or not. It's actually, in most cases, lower than 720p HD when you actually look at what the resolution of the file is. Even though they call it 1080, it's not actually 1080. It's nowhere near that. This is about, so figure those cameras are probably 1 to 2 megapixels when they shoot in the video mode. This camera is about 14 megapixels. Whether you're in movie or still, doesn't matter. No compromise either way. This one between 8 and 10, a little over 10, depending on the size of the frame you choose to shoot. And we evolved the way you shoot on it too, right? So you can actually retrofit this camera, which has the CF reader, with this new SSD reader, which will give you super small form factor storage in a way that I can just drop it into the camera like that, and boom, I'm ready to go shoot.
How quickly does it power up?
That's the best part about well, one of the best parts about it. So I'll go, rather than tell you, I'll show you. All right, so did I turn it on? Yeah, I turned it on. Okay. So just to show you, there's no trickery here. I'll hold it this way so you can see it. And in about 5 or 6 seconds from now, we will have a picture. There's our picture. If you want to hold me, you can probably shoot me and set a stop and set your focus. And
there we go.
One of the advantages of this, compared to this camera, is that when you go into the high speed modes, we can shoot up to 120 frames at the 5K resolution in widescreen, close to 100 frames right now in the full height 16:9 5K. So the Scarlet is kind of like I guess the best way to describe it is like the junior version of an Epic, right? So this is the big budget, the reason why it's called Epic, it's used on Epic movies now. So this is going on, among other things, The Hobbit. It's going on Ridley Scott's new project. It's going on The New Underworld. It's going on a movie called Jack the Giant Killer. These are huge budget studio movies. This is like the junior version. So this is super affordable. This will be like the indie film dream, because it's probably going to end up being about $6,000 US, give or take, with including the lens, right? So it's a fixed 8x zoom. It's a very sophisticated piece of hardware. It runs both the Epic and the Scarlet control via this thing called a remote, which is you can control the camera remotely from 100 feet away from the device, or mount it right on there. This has a 3K 2/3 inch sensor in it, so this compares favorably or better than the most exotic claim to be digital cinema cameras in the world, other than the Red or the Epic. So HDR is the ability to turn this and this camera into a device that can shoot up to 18 stops of overall range. So let's say on the Red 1, if you guys want to tilt up into the sky, maybe. So there's a tremendous amount of range here, right? I mean, they've lit the scene nicely. But if I want to, so go ahead and close down the lens, just like keep it up in the sky there. Close down the lens to the stop you would want for the outside, right? Now tilt that down to me. And I'm probably a little dark. You probably still get away with it because we've got 13 stops of range on the red, so no problem, it's fine. But if you wanted to hold both that sky and me at the stop you wanted, you could turn on HDR-X mode on the Epic or the Scarlet and set the highlight protection. So I don't know if the wide shot is actually wide enough to hold me and the sky, but if we had the Epic running for this, we could set the sky exactly the way we wanted to, and set me exactly the way, or us in the two-shot the way we wanted to, and not add any additional lighting to do it. No problem. We just shoot it just like this.
And the great thing is in post, we can then decide how much of that we want.
Correct.
Because it's like having 2 layers.
Correct.
Actually recording two lots of...
Yeah, the sensor works so quickly that we actually record the 2 frames conjoined at the same moment in time.
Yeah.
So we have the normal frame and then the highlight protection frame, and they live together as one file, and then you take them and you manipulate them as separate files, basically. You just sort of choose the amount of protection you want, or if you don't like what you shot, just turn it off, throw it away, don't use it.